this is the video I promised you guys yesterday. It's my last video before I go back to school tomorrow, so I wanted to make it special. And the film I'm about to review for you is awful. One of the worst I've seen in a while. I couldn't even make it through, and there was only like 5 minutes left, and I had to walk out. That film is A Little Abomination, only known as Joyful Noise. And don't let that title confuse you, because there's nothing joyful about it. Well, I saw this movie about 3 months ago at a screening, and it comes out next week with Dolly Parton and Queen Latifah. And those two together, you know it's going to be bad. That I don't know why they thought that would be a good idea, but before I even get to that, let me just tell you what it's about. The screening was kind of a press screening to see how the film could be changed, and because it was just in early development, this is the first kind of finished product. So I don't know if they changed anything from the time I've seen it, but for my opinion, they could have changed the whole goddamn movie. Basically, what it's about is Dolly Parton and Queen Latifah. I don't know, they're somewhere in the South, and they are in a choir group for their church. And one day, their church every year goes into this competition. I'm having trouble remembering the plot because I've tried to block this movie from my memory. They get what happens? They get like eliminated, or their church doesn't have enough money to keep funding it. And then one day, Dolly Parton's grandson comes in and falls in love with Queen Latifah's daughter that comes into the choir. This shit's so bad. Then they have a thing going, but Queen Latifah and Dolly Parton don't get along because they're both diva bitches. And the Queen Latifah's daughter falls in love with Dolly Parton's grandson, and it's an interracial couple, and in the South, that's like, you know, murder. So it's all about that, and how they try to win the competition, and how Queen Latifah and Dolly Parton have to get along, and shitty shit ensues. Now, if the plot, you could tell this movie's going to be absolute dog crap, but I didn't even know what it was going in it, because if I even heard, I would have probably stayed home. But this movie is one of the worst movies I've seen, maybe in my life. I don't know. To me, it's on the same level as The Last Airbender or Haunting in Connecticut. Maybe not as bad as Haunting in Connecticut, but awful. And I didn't even think this movie was going to get a full release. I thought it was going to be like a straight to DVD, or at least hopefully a limited release, but that was the most I thought I was going to get. This movie comes out this Friday coming up, and so incredibly disturbed by that. But this movie is just so cliched, so unenjoyable, such crazy stuff that happens, like you can't even believe like where it goes near the end, just the stuff they do. Queen Latifah and Dolly, first of all, Dolly Parton is hard to look at already enough. She's already hard to look at, but her voice is so obnoxious. Even when she's singing, I don't find her singing good. So her and Queen Latifah in the same movie is just like a punch to my nut bag. Either when they're trying to have a nice moment together or when they're fighting, either way, it feels so incredibly forced. The jokes in here, everyone, like, some people were laughing pretty hard, I don't know why, but I wasn't laughing because it was all jokes I've heard before. They're like old, like, Yo Mama jokes, your mama's too old. There was like a episode of Yo Mama brought back, but with Queen Latifah and Dolly Parton. The jokes were already recycled and used, and I didn't find them funny. And the movie drags on forever. I swear to God, the movie is probably maybe only an hour and a half long. I don't know, hour and 40 minutes long. This movie felt like eternity, purgatory. Ugh, I felt like I was knocking on death's door. They could have cut so much out. They could have cut the whole goddamn movie out. But there's a point where they get to the competition, the finals in LA. Spoiler alert, not like you're gonna go see this anus anyway, but they get to the final competition in LA, and literally the final performance is so over the top, and honestly, it's so hard to believe what they're doing. They go so over the top insane. It's so out of place in the movie. It's something High School Musical wouldn't even do. And at that point, I was like, I saw people, some walking out, some, I don't know if they were walking out or going to the bathroom, whatever they were doing the smart idea, and I was like, there's probably only 5-10 minutes in this movie, but I can't do it. I said to the person that I saw it with, I was like, do you want to leave? I'm like, and she was like, yes, and I was like, Thank God, because I've never walked out of a movie before. I never even thought I was going to have to review it because I thought it was going to be in DVD release. But now that's coming out, I almost feel like this is a rant review, but I almost feel like it's more of a warning. Like, I'm warning you guys not to see this turd of a movie. I hope no one goes to see it. It is awfully horrendous. Nothing works. The songs don't work. Even when they do kind of start off good, they go on. They do like the whole song in its entirety. What movie does like a 6-minute song in its whole entirety? Pointless romances, the cliche story. There's a scene where Dolly Parton and Queen Latifah are having a food fight in the cafe. It's so bad. Ugh, it's so bad. I'm tearing up. I'm not joking. This movie is so horrendous. There's some scenes like the food fight in the cafeteria. It's so cringeworthy and it's so acting so bad. There's nothing joyful about this movie. There is honestly nothing enjoyable about it. I don't know why it was called Joyful Noise. I don't even know why this film even got greenlit. And what I hate is like when they have like the fat woman that gets dumped by her boyfriend and then she meets like a handsome guy and then they have a thing. It's like so... It's like every trick in the book is in this movie. I honestly wish I had the poster so I could burn it right in front of your guys' faces. Yeah, I'm not even going to talk about it more because it's just going to infuriate me. Take this more as a warning than a review, because it's really just... like I said, they could have changed a lot of the footage. Either way, I don't think it could save it, because it's awful. I don't even have to give it a rating. You know I'm going to give it 1 star out of 5. It is... I've tried to forget everything about this film, so the plot was a little foggy, and even the stuff I found horrendous I was just trying to block, so... Just take it as a warning. It's awful. It's probably going to be the worst of 2012, even though I saw it 4 months ago or 3 months ago. I still think it's going to be the worst movie of 2012, unless some horrendous atrocity comes out before in this year. But I doubt it. I lost my innocence. This movie made me lose my innocence. This movie was basically saying to me, Santa Claus isn't real, Tooth Fairy isn't real, the Easter Bunny isn't real. This movie made me lose my faith in humanity. It questioned my perception of reality. Don't see this movie. Thanks for watching. If you do see this movie, see it when you're baked so you can laugh. There's some scenes that are so cheesy, laughable, bad that it's hysterical. So that's my review / warning of Joyful Noise. Please do not see this. I almost want to start like a protest against this movie. Anyway, that's my review. Thanks for watching, and see you guys later.